Chapter 7 Urban Livelihoods. In the previous chapter, we read about the livelihoods in rural areas. In this chapter, we shall learn about livelihoods in urban areas. The occupations of people in urban areas are different from the occupations of people in rural areas. There are more than 5,000 towns and 27 big cities in India. Big cities like Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata etc. have more than 1 million people living and working here. They say that the city never sleeps. Let's visit one and find out about the work people do in the city. Are they employed by someone or are they self-employed? How do they organize themselves? And do they have similar employment and earning opportunities? There are 4 types of urban workers. The first category of workers are the self-employed workers like street vendors, hawkers, shop owners, and showroom and agency owners. The second category of workers includes casual or daily wage workers like the workers of a factory, painters, etc. The third category of workers is the permanent workers like bankers, engineers and teachers. Lastly, there are professionals who may be working for someone or be self-employed. Working on the street. This is the city where my cousin lives. I've been here only a few times. It is very big. Once, when I came here, my cousin took me around. We left the house early in the morning. As we turned the corner onto the main street, we saw that it was already buzzing with activity. The vegetable vendor was busy arranging cabbage, potatoes and brinjals in baskets at her stall so that people could see what she had to sell. Next to her stall was a lovely, colorful one that sold all kinds of flowers. On the pavement opposite we saw a newspaper seller with a small crowd of people around him. Buses whizzed past and there were auto rickshaws filled with school children. Nearby, there was a cobbler sitting under a tree repairing a woman's sandal. Next to him the roadside barber had begun his work. He already had a customer who wanted an early morning shave. A little way down the road, there was a woman with a cart selling items like hair clips, combs, pencil boxes, whistles, soap boxes, etc. in it, while another person on a cycle trolley was carrying vegetables to sell to people in their houses. We came to a place where rickshaws were standing in a row waiting for customers. We decided to take one to the market, which was about 3 kilometers down the road. Like Ramdas Kumar, a large number of people in the city work on the streets. In a survey of Ahmedabad city, it was found that 12% of all the workers in the city were people working on the street. They sometimes sell things or repair them or provide a service. People who sell things on the streets or roads in cities are referred to as hawkers or vendors. They have to organize their work and plan how and where to set up their stalls. People who sell food items mostly prepare food at home and then sell it on the streets. Their stalls at home and then sell it on the streets. Their stalls are generally temporary structures. They may be carts, plastic sheets spread on the pavement, or makeshift shops with plastic sheets and poles. The police can drive these people away if they put up their stalls in unauthorized areas. Hence, they have no security. They usually depend on their daily sale for their bread and butter. Some street vendors may cause inconvenience to people as they obstruct traffic, block pavements and get in the way of the pedestrians. When the police drives them away from one place, they simply move to another one. There are almost 1 crore vendors and hawkers in our country. The government has realized that it cannot ban the livelihood of so many people. Thus, it has passed the Street Vendors, Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act 2014, according to which it will allot certain areas to the hawkers which would act as vending zones. Vendors. The Street Vendors Act, passed by the Indian Parliament on 19th of February, 2014, is a law aimed at protecting the rights of urban street vendors. It safeguards them against harassment by the police and civic authorities. The National Association of Street Vendors of India, NASVI, which has been leading the struggle of street vendors, has thanked the government and the political parties for the legislation. The legislation states that at least 2.5% of a city's population would be eligible for getting vending certificates. The bill allows the creation of a town and zonal vending authority in each and every city. In these committees, 40% of the elected representatives would be from vendor organizations, 10% from NGOs, and the rest will be town planners, administrators, police and elected people's representatives. These committees will help to determine the natural market for vendors, identify vending zones, prepare street vending plans, conduct a survey of street vendors, etc. Often workers who make a living in the city are forced to set up their homes on the street as well. Below is a space where several workers leave their belongings during the day and cook their meals at night. Based on the above passage, answer the following questions. 1. Which act is being discussed here? 2. Who will benefit from this act and how? 3. Who will be a part of the town and zonal vending authority? In the market, when we reached the market, the shops were just beginning to open. But the place was already crowded because of the festival season. There were rows and rows of shops selling utensils, footwear, clothes, sweets, toys, goods, etc. There was a dentist's clinic also at one end. My cousin had an appointment with the dentist. We had to wait for a while in a room before she was called inside. The dentist checked her and asked her to come back tomorrow to get a cavity in her tooth filled. My cousin was scared because she thought the process would be painful and was upset that she had allowed her teeth to go bad. From the dental clinic she took me to a new garment showroom because I wanted to buy some ready-made clothes. The showroom had 3 floors. Each floor had different types of clothes. We went to the 3rd floor where clothes for girls were kept. Sukhveer and Archana, business persons, my father and uncle worked in a small shop. During festival times and on Sundays, my mother and I helped them in the shop. I started working there only after I completed my college. Sukhveer, we opened this showroom some years ago. I'm a dress designer. Our business has changed. These days people prefer to buy ready-made clothes, rather than have them stitched. The trend these days is for ready-made garments. You also need an attractive display for them. Archana, for our showroom, we buy things from different places. We buy most of the materials from Ahmedabad, Tripura, Ludhiana, and Mumbai. Some materials also come from Noida and Gurgaon, towns near Delhi. We get some dress items from foreign countries, too. There are several things we need to do to run this showroom properly. We advertise in different radio channels, cinema, theaters, newspapers. Currently, this building is rented, but soon, we plan to buy it. Ever since this market has become the main market for people living in the surrounding apartments, our business has grown. Many people have shops or businesses of their own in marketplaces. They may be big or small. They sell different things like garments and electronic items. Such shops are permanent shops. They are given a license to do business by the municipal corporation. The corporation fixes one day of the week on which all the shops of the market remain closed. These markets also provide various other services to cater to the diverse needs of the people. Apart from markets, nowadays a lot of malls and shopping complexes have also opened in different parts of the country. Malls are usually multi-storied buildings which have a number of shops under one roof. People own shops in malls and shopping complexes also. In the factory workshop area, I wanted to have zari work done on one of my dresses which I needed for a special occasion. My cousin said that she knew Nirmala, who works in a garment factory. Nirmala's neighbors do zari work and embroidery. So we got a bus and went to the factory area. The bus was really crowded. People were pushing others to make more space for themselves. My cousin guided me to a corner so that we wouldn't get squashed. I surprised how people travel like this every day. As the bus entered the factory area, people started getting off. We also got off soon at a crossing. What a relief that was. There were a large number of people sitting on railings or in groups at the crossing. They seemed to be waiting for someone. Some groups had people on scooters standing by and talking with them. These were daily wage laborers who work as helpers to masons. They dig at construction sites, lift loads or unload trucks in the market, dig pipelines and telephone cables, and also build roads. There are thousands of such casual workers in the city. On reaching the factory, we saw that it was full of small workshops. We looked around for Nirmala and finally found her busily working on some garments in one end of the room. Nirmala was very happy to see us. While I was searching for a pattern for embroidery, my cousin started talking to Nirmala. She told my cousin that they made clothes that were exported to foreign countries. She worked long hours for 6 days a week. She got 80 per day for 8 hours and 40 for working extra hours. Sometimes she had to work on Sundays as well, especially during the wedding and festive season. Like Nirmala, some people work for another person or an organization and earn wages on a daily basis. As their employment is not permanent, i.e., they are required to come and work when the employer needs them, they are known as casual workers or daily wage workers. Factory workers, painters, masons and carpenters are some casual workers. Casual workers are called for work during particular seasons or when there are big orders. The rest of the time, they have to find other employment. Since their jobs are not permanent, they have no job security. If they fall sick, they lose their earnings. If they complain about the working conditions or their salary, they are asked to leave. Often they have to work for very long hours for meager income. In the office area, my aunt, Rajni, works as a marketing manager. She had asked us to reach her office before 5:30 p.m. We thought we'd get late, so we took an auto rickshaw that managed to get us there just in time. Her office was in an area surrounded by tall buildings. There were hundreds of people coming out. Some headed for the Kyle, others went towards the row of buses. My aunt is a marketing manager in a company which manufactures biscuits. The factory where the biscuits are made is outside the city. She supervises the work of 50 salespersons who travel to different parts of the city. They get orders from shopkeepers and collect payments from them. She has divided the city into 6 regions, and once a week she meets the salespersons of each area. She checks their progress report and discusses problems they face. She has to plan the sales in the entire city and often has to work late and travel to different places. She gets a regular salary every month and is a permanent worker with the company. Being a permanent worker, she also gets other benefits such as the following: savings for old age. A part of her salary is kept in a fund with the government. When she retires from this job, she will get this money and she can then live on that. Holidays. She gets holidays on Sundays and national days. She also gets some additional leaves. Medical facilities for her family. She gets medical facilities which provides for the medical expenses. She can take medical leave if she falls sick and her salary is not deducted in such a situation. There are many workers in the city who work in offices, factories, and government departments where they are employed as regular and permanent workers. They attend the same office or factory regularly. Their work is clearly identified. They get a regular salary. Unlike casual workers, they will not be asked to leave if the factory does not have much work.